My predictions for this game. Guys, this one. Oh. First of all, these two teams know each other too well. Too well. So like it's there's nothing you're going to do that is going to surprise the other one, right? This game is just about brute force. You have to play smart. You have to dominate your opponent, put them in a position where they will have to make tough decisions, right? Because at this point, what are you going to do that's new to each other? One thing that the Springboks have done that's a bit different, obviously they don't have a sub scrum half. That means Faf de Klerk will probably have to finish the whole game. They also do not have Manny Libok in the squad, which I predicted, because there's no way you just take him off after 30 minutes and expect him to be mentally ready for a World Cup final. So they've made two very interesting, like, big calls. They've been like fooling around with this bench. Like it has I mean, so far it has turned out well most of the time. Only the Ireland game, maybe you might say, didn't really like work, right? Just before the World Cup, also that bench came on and really killed the All Blacks. Like that was the biggest loss the All Blacks have ever received. So there's something that they're doing right, and there's a way that they can beat this team. But the thing is, if Andre Pollard gets injured, what happens? Or if Faf de Klerk gets injured, what happens? And World Cup final, like those are just some of the things that, yes, you might want to tinker with your team. You might want to be the tinkerman, and tinker with your team, put in new ways of shuffling your bench. But seeing how the weather was, and seeing how early Jacques Nineba is, like, he's ready to go to the bench early to make a change, right? Like if Faf is having a bad game, what happens? In the previous games, Kobus Reinak was not like really playing, not badly, but not playing well. He could make the change immediately, right? And put something fresh, something new. After 60 minutes, 20 minutes to go, the All Blacks can just bring on Finlay Christie and like run. So I think it's a big risk. It's a very big risk for a World Cup final. But yeah, let's see. Maybe Jasper Visa is going to be do something, as the other back on the bench. For the All Blacks, Brodie Retallick starting in place of, Scott Barrett and Brodie starting in place of Sam Whitelock. I think it's very clear that the All Blacks are really trying to just, they think about the future, right? Because Brodie and Sam are both going to leave. So Scott Barrett is basically going to be the next lock for the All Blacks for the next few years. So he has started the quarterfinal, the semi-final, and now this game. It's been one of either Brodie or Sam being benched, right? So first game was Sam, then Brodie started the Ireland game. Then the last game, it was Brodie who was benched and Sam started. And then now Sam has been benched and Brodie is starting. So one thing I'm seeing with both teams is there's a lot of continuity in the starting 15s. The only big change actually in both teams would be Andre Pollard starting in place of Manny Libok. But more or less, everyone else, it's just the same squad picking itself. Another big surprise for me is Samisoni Takiao being picked up in place of Dane Coles. That tells me already they're looking at a very physical game. Samisoni Takiao is a much more physical ball carrier. Dane Coles brings the experience, so that's why it's shocking to me. But I'm not gonna complain because our chief has been selected to play in a World Cup final. Actually, this bench has how many chiefs? Samisoni, Damien McKenzie, and Leonard Brown, and a former one in Nipola Olala. He plays for the Blues now, but yeah, anyway. But the physicality in as much as now they've gone with the 6 forwards on the bench, like not having a scrum half, they have an extra forward, and that is one thing now that the All Blacks will have to deal with. But that's also the beauty of having Sam Whitelock on the bench, right? Like him coming on, he's way too experienced to be dealing with. He has so much experience that he can deal with anything these guys come off the bench. So he can always counter that. If the Springboks decide to come and bring in RJ Snyman, we know Snyman's injury history. Like we're not wishing ill on him, but yeah, there's a reason why he can't play like a full 60 or he can't start, for the team. He just comes on and brings in energy. But I still feel like Sam Whitelock is someone who can really dominate the opponent. The other thing I'm seeing is that they'll probably more or less just swap both locks, remove them at the same time. So Mostard and Ebsebet just out, and then bring in Klein and Snyman, and the forwards have just changed completely, right? Like you've basically changed your entire engine room. So also, it kind of tells me that they're not going to play a lot of that scrum half rugby. Like, it's just going to be brute force in this game. They've just said, let's go with our big men. Like, this squad, this team is big. So, man, I don't even know. I don't have a prediction because both of these teams know each other so well. Like, it's just like, it's just going to be an interesting game. It's going to be so much fun. Obviously, discipline is going to be a big issue. Goal kicking, I think, won't. Yeah, it'll be a factor, especially since Richie Mwanga has been missing kicks like a fool. Like the last game, I think he missed like 4 kicks or 3 conversions. 3 conversions, 4. Like it was a crazy amount of conversions he missed. So yeah, definitely goal kicking is going to be something of a big issue. The Springboks are going to be bringing physicality off the bench. The All Blacks are going to be bringing ball players off the bench, right? So once they bring in Damien McKenzie and Finlay Christie, we're moving, we're going, it's speed, right? A lot of counter-attacking rugby. Damien McKenzie looking for spaces when people are tired in the last 15 minutes, of the game. But also, it's the game script matters. If it's a very close game, there's no way Damien McKenzie is coming on. Like, that's just something that I've seen them do, even with the Irish game, right? McKenzie and Finlay Christie didn't even get onto the park. But Anton Linder-Brown, every time he comes on, he's a game changer, especially defensively, putting in big hits, and he's always about to score a try or scores a try, right? So, yeah, this is going to be a good one. My prediction, I am seeing. I told you guys my love for South Africa ended after they beat England because my loyalties my loyalties lie with the All Blacks. It's the team that I've supported since Lord knows when. It's the one country that I watch all forms of rugby being close to there and like just yeah. So this one I'm just gonna pick with emotion, guys. This is game 48 of 48, which we're actually doing a prediction. First of all, shout out to all of you guys for being there, sticking by me like through this whole thing. It's not been easy, but yeah. I'm really trying to delay this prediction, right? Okay, I'll say it. I'm going with the All Blacks, and All Blacks win by 4 points. It's not going to be more than 5 points. It's going to be very close. Yellow cards are going to be shown in this World Cup final, and discipline is going to be a factor. So yeah, emotional pick. If the Springboks win, don't even at me. Don't even look for me. But yeah, I'm going with an All Blacks win by 4 for the Rugby World Cup final. See you at the Beer District on Saturday. Peace.